Hi, I'd like to welcome everybody and thank everybody for coming. This is really, truly an impressive audience. My name is Mayra Berrios-Sampson, and I'm born and raised in Bristol, Connecticut. I went to St. Anthony's School and graduated from Bristol Central High School. I have two daughters, Amaris Maria Estrada and Sienna Olivia Sampson, who is now at Northeast Middle School. I served 6 years as the PTA president at the best elementary school in Bristol, Ivy Drive. And I also am now currently on the Bristol Development Authority as a commissioner, working with Justin Malley, doing great things for this city. I was on the city council for 6 months, and I voted my conscience, and I worked along with Republicans and Democrats alike to get things done for Bristol.
Candidates, question 8. Bristol has suffered in recent years from negative partisanship, polarization, and animosity between differing political parties, individuals, and groups. This has contributed to our lack of population growth, declining property values, and lack of progress in key areas. If elected, what would you do to improve on this climate?
I do not believe that the partisanship in Bristol is a problem. I believe that if people want to move and live here, it is because of our school system. It is because of what we offer them for values of their homes. It is the community involvement that is here in this community. I think everybody, whether Republican or Democrat, would like to serve because they're here. They want the better quality of life for Bristol. I'm proud to be a Bristol resident all my life. And I think it's time that with leadership, we will get stuff done. And that's it for me, because I believe no one's going to come here because Democrats and Republicans are fighting. They're going to come here because it's a great place to live. And I want to be part of that. Like I said previously, I don't think it's a negative issue in Bristol. I think it's a positive issue that we could have intelligent debates as grown adults, whether we agree or disagree. I believe that if we elect the right leadership and put them in office, that things will get done and people will come back to Bristol. You just need to be positive. All this negative press that we have is just making people think twice about coming to our community. Let's get positive, let's do something, and let's get things done.
Over the past several years, the level of public sector benefits and salaries has risen above the rate of inflation and above the rate of private sector benefits and salaries. Some fear these increases are unsustainable for future generations to pay for. Even the Obama administration proposed a Cadillac tax on states and municipalities who offer extensive health care benefits to public employees. Do you believe Bristol's public sector benefits and salaries are sustainable? How concerned are you that Bristol's medical benefit obligations are not fully funded?
Okay, I worked for the city for 33 years, and I retired from the city. I know, I look young. I do. Yeah. I started when I was 10. And I negotiated 26 years of contracts. The public sector employees have always rolled up their sleeves and came to negotiations to negotiate contracts when our city was in trouble. We gave up a 3% raise that over 2-3 years was like $12,000 in people's paychecks. There are people that live here. There are people that pay taxes here, and that's a lot. We took a zero. Fire department took and decreased their entry-level employee $10,000 to start. We are not the problem. We are part of the solution. And I can't believe that people would actually think that we are overpaid or over-benefited. We have tried in negotiations to go on the state plan so that the city could save money. They've never wanted to hear it. The Cadillac tax would be absorbed by the state. They still don't want to hear it. They want to get more and more out of us so that they can say they raked the unions blind. I'm sorry, I'm not in favor of that. The city is now losing employees to other towns because they're paying $10,000 to $15,000 more for the same position that they're doing for the city of Bristol. So we are not overpaid and underworked. The Board of Ed cafeteria workers negotiated to reduce their benefits to barely anything. And the Board of Ed, Republican council over there, commissioners, decided it wasn't enough. They could barely afford on their salary to cover the cost of their medical insurance, but it still wasn't enough. We are trying to work with the city and the Board of Ed to negotiate and figure out how together we could benefit the city with our benefits, and yet it's still sometimes never enough. Like I said, we're not the problem, we're the solution. I'd like to thank Jim Albert for putting this on and Tony Mattioli for being moderator. I want to start by wishing Calvin Brown a happy birthday, because it's his birthday today too. I did not forget. Okay, well, you're taking up my time. So the reason I want to run because I want Bristol to be the Bristol that I continue to love. When I was young, I remember going shopping at Depot Square. I remember working at City Hall and going across the street and spending my paycheck on my lunch hour buying shoes from Sage Allen. This is what we need in Bristol, because we know that the citizens will participate if we bring it. So I want to run. I want my daughters to know that women can do anything, and we could be anything we want to be. I want to thank the code enforcement, Ellen Zappo-Sassu, for cleaning up a lot of this blight that's in this town. We would be nothing if those dilapidated eyesores continued to go. I think it's time we do something at Depot Square besides a green patch, because it needs to be something more than that. And I also sit here and say that if I am elected, you will definitely get a Mum Festival next year. I promise you that. Thank you. And go to the polls November 3rd. I thank my candidates. Thank you.